Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about Iran, and they're saying they were able to hack the Epstein files, and they got some very incriminating video of Donald Trump doing things, and they are threatening to release these videos all over the internet if he strikes Iran. And we know that's what he's planning on doing. So that's what they're saying. I hope they do upload it because you know what? It is time. Whatever he did, let it be revealed. Let it be revealed. I don't understand why these rich dudes are so sheltered and so protected when they shouldn't be at all. So, anyway, that's what they're saying. Now, what they're going to do in these coming days, if a strike happens, which I believe it will, we shall see. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Please give me a one if you can see my screen. Thank you.
So I wanted to address a rumor that's going around on social media about Iran, Donald Trump, and the Epstein files. So basically, there's a claim going on right now. It's going pretty viral that Iranian hackers hacked the Epstein files. They have photos, videos, other incriminating information about President Trump, about him being inappropriate with minors, underage girls, and that they will release it if he attacks Iran. And I want to come on and let you guys know that, again, I will address things when they're true or not true, I should say. This is not true. There are no Iranian hackers that have said this. This stems from a conversation where Iran has publicly criticized President Trump over the Epstein files. And there's also some rhetoric around. Sorry, a light change. I won't record while I'm driving. But anyways, there's a lot of rhetoric and criticism around President Trump, the DOJ regarding the files. But it's important to separate fact from fiction, truth from fiction. And there is no credible evidence that, number one, there are any videos of what they're saying exist. What we do have in the files are accusations, very detailed accusations accusing President Trump, but nothing. We've heard nothing about any videos or any other type of evidence outside of that, even photographic. The other thing is that people can go online and say whatever they want. There's the ability to do that with zero ramifications. And typically those posts spread like wildfire. Those creators make a lot of money off of that because they get millions and millions of views. So that's the point of them doing it. If you want truth and accountability, feel free to follow me or other creators that are consistently putting out things that are factual. But like I said before, I will always separate truth from fiction when we can. Doesn't matter which side it benefits, which side it hurts. The truth is most important. And when it comes to these files, the victims deserve for the truth. The survivors deserve for the truth. The actual things to be out there. Let's focus on that, not some fake stuff.
What if I told you in 2026 we would have Iranian hackers threatening Donald J. Trump that if he attacks Iran, they're going to release the videos with him with minors? You do not believe me? You can go look this stuff up. When I heard it, I thought it was a joke too, but then I actually looked into it. The Iranian hackers have released, go look it up. They have released info saying if Donald J. Trump attacks them, they will release the footage. And my thing is, if they was to release the footage, right, I believe 85% of people will say it's AI. Even though we got the files already released, they already said he was mentioning that motherfucker over 1,000 times. We're not going to talk about that. But the fact that Iran, why you just don't release it off the strength that it needs to be released? Why you want to use that as like leverage for him not to fuck with you? Because I feel like if anything, he gonna fuck with you just because of that. You know what I mean? Like, but it's crazy. Iran hackers are on one, bro. They said it. They literally said that shit. Iranian hackers said if Donald Trump continues in pursuit of attacking Iran, they will release the files of Donald J. Trump with minors.
Have the millions of Epstein files that the Trump regime continues to conceal, have they been hacked by a foreign government? Iran, perhaps. Have foreign governments, Iran, perhaps, have they hacked into the emails of Donald Trump, of people in Donald Trump's regime, of other people who are identified in very grotesque and despicable ways in the Epstein files? We know that Iran has a history of hacking Donald Trump and people in his regime. And Ayatollah Khomeini, the supreme leader of Iran, has hinted that he possibly has information that could bring down Donald Trump and the regime. Here's what Khomeini says. This island of corruption is only one example. There is much more of this. Just as this was not apparent and then became exposed, there are many other things that will soon come to light.
Breaking news, Iran's supreme leader has released a statement on his files. Everything we have ever heard about their corruption is one thing. This affair of that morally corrupt island is another altogether. These are indicative of what Western civilization and liberal democracy are. They proceed for 200, 300 years, and this is the ultimate outcome. This island of corruption is only one example. There is much more of this. Just as this was not apparent and then became exposed, there are many other things that will soon come to light. Now, for one thing, he is absolutely true. What we've seen Pam Bondi and the DOJ do is withhold information from the American people, and we see Thomas Massie being at the forefront defending the survivors, whereas Pam Bondi won't even turn around to acknowledge them. And let us not forget that Zorro Ranch has been approved for an investigation in New Mexico. It's a 7,500 square foot estate on the public land, released for only $200 a year. It had a private airstrip, underground tunnels and rooms, and a 6-foot nude portrait of Maxwell with a gold dagger. There are countless testimonies of abuse taking place there, but despite this, the ranch has never been raided. And Thomas Massie has released a statement stating Israel is influencing the Epstein file release. Israeli intelligence and our own CIA was wrapped up with Epstein. This reporter stated the Epstein class must be removed. And on the news, the Trump administration is being deemed as the Epstein administration. This is not a good look for us, not in the eyes of God, not as in the eyes of the American citizen, and definitely not in the eyes of other world leaders, such as the Iran supreme leader. So if anything, we need to keep talking about this, and we definitely need to keep researching and digging up whatever else we can find, because a lot of people are resigning and stepping down, but nobody has been arrested. Nobody, except for the one over there in Europe.
As the nation has been watching the president of the United States pitch a temper tantrum because he did not win the Nobel Peace Prize. He's mad at Norway. He's mad at the winner. He's mad at the Democrats. He's mad at Obama. He's mad at everybody because this man will never be filled up. He is incredibly broken, and he is in the epicenter of the Epstein files. And so now what he's going to do is what all Republican presidents always do: take us to war in the Middle East, pop up this headline: bombshell report reveals Trump positioned for all-out war with Iran by Saturday. Needless to say, I think the polling is 80% of Americans do not want to go to war with Iran. The only people who want this are Benjamin Netanyahu. Some tidbits online that I'm seeing, I don't know if this is substantiated, but the Ayatollah, I think he said that he has video of Trump on the island. And then people have also said, okay, well, Netanyahu has videos too, because Israel's all over the Epstein files. And so we have a completely compromised president who doesn't want the country to know about all of his doings on in the Epstein files. So we're going to go to war with Iran. It's just so maddening. It's so maddening.
It's so infuriating because I too have read that online on several different spots about compromising information that Iran's going to release. But my thing is, when I look at this, I think Donald Trump, he's a titty baby about the Nobel Peace Prize. He has diminished capacity. He is in cognitive decline. He should not be in charge of a pet, much less starting a war. And then you have the Secretary of Defense, who is almost, if not more, a bigger moron. So this is absolutely terrifying on every level, because we have somebody in charge that doesn't know a thing about it, that's trying to cover their own ass, and a Department of Defense secretary that is a complete dipshit.
And also, we have a president and a Congress that always does what Benjamin Netanyahu wants first, and then deals with America and Americans' lack of health care, the grotesque national deficit, the injustices of the Epstein files. But we always tend to do whatever Benjamin Netanyahu wants us to do. And it's such a moral failure of both parties. And there is some rare bipartisanship consistently in the House. It is my opinion that Hakeem Jeffries needs to step down. He is compromised by Palantir. He's compromised by AIPAC. He's a feckless, ineffective minority leader. And Ro Khanna consistently is able to speak out for working class Americans, and is even able to find bipartisanship support with Massey. And this is ultimately what Americans want. Even it's not like we want to wake up and just hate on Republicans. If Republicans and Democrats can do something together to prevent us from going to war, then we all obviously would want that. Pop this up, Kylie. Thomas Massey retweets Ro Khanna. Ro Khanna says, Trump officials say there's a 90% chance of strikes in Iran. He can't without Congress. At Representative Thomas Massey and I have a war powers resolution to debate and vote on war before putting U.S. troops in harm's way. Thomas Massey retweets it, reiterates that you can't just go to war. You have to go to war with the approval from Congress. And so this is just yet another instance where you don't see Hakeem Jeffries leading, and he should be leading. And why wouldn't Hakeem Jeffries be leading? Well, he just said a few days ago with Waja Ali, our friend, and Joy Reid, that he was going to continue to take AIPAC money. Well, who wants to bomb Iran more than anybody on the planet? Who's been lying about Iran having nuclear weapons since the 80s? One Benjamin Netanyahu. And he is able to link in to all of these American politicians.
Recent reports now say Iranian hackers are claiming they've got their hands on so-called sensitive videos, allegedly showing Donald Trump with minors. And in what sounds more like a spy movie trailer than real life, they're reportedly warning that if the United States launches military strikes against Iran, they'll hit upload faster than you can say cybersecurity. Some versions of these viral claims even suggest the footage was pulled from the mysterious Epstein files.
All right, y'all. I think they should release it regardless. I think they should release what they got on Donald Trump, regardless of whether they get bombed or not. We need to see exactly what Donald Trump did. You know, I think these rich guys have been shielded enough, and it's not right. If the regular citizens can't have all of that, they should not have it either. I'm sorry. I don't care if they are rich, if there's any wrongdoing, especially with underage children. No, they should not be shielded from nothing. So let her rip as far as I'm concerned. Put it all out there. So y'all, we'll see. I looked before I came on to see if there was any activity in Iran. I don't see any. But then again, the weekend is not over yet. So we shall see. So y'all, I got some really interesting topics tomorrow. I got some more life after deportation stories, and you ain't gonna believe this one. The Somalians are demanding reparations. They're in Minnesota. So we'll be talking about those two topics tomorrow. So everybody have a wonderful evening and shalom.